noise canceling unit, and it works. It'll drive local units from town by
Boy, I've thought about getting something along that line before. I'd like to track it down though and find out where it's coming from. I just need to get the old 705 out and walk around with it, see if I can track it down. There's a couple of places here I need to look.
Yeah, that's good. You can find it, but when you find it, sometimes the people won't let you do anything.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but at least I can take a look at it and see if I can figure out what the problem is.
You know what works really good for that is a little portable radio with a built-in antenna. Is really good. Kind of directional, and you can rotate it around.
Yeah, I have a little 2-meter beam I could walk around with, and it'd be detuned, so I'd be able to get up close to it and really pin it down where it is.
Yeah, what if some neighbors saying, how can you deal with that?
Well, I have a pretty good rapport with neighbors around here. Everybody gets along with everybody in these 2 or 3 little roads along here. You know, there's no ill will amongst any of us, so that shouldn't be a problem.
And then find some RFI method to suppress it, maybe?
Just get rid of them. Just cross cancel it out. I don't have to bother anybody.
Well, there is that. All I know is it's kind of annoying when it parks right on frequency. Sometimes it's a little up, sometimes it's right on frequency, sometimes it's a little down.
Yeah, you can null it out, down 60 dB and it'll be gone.
Yeah, in the end I may end up going that way. I'd like to track it down though, see what's actually causing it. Could be just a simple thing as a ground rod would take care of it.
Yeah, that's okay.
And I have 1 spare ground rod. Okay, who would like to be number 10 today? Now it's trying to move up a little bit. Huh. Who would like to make a listing?
NV6 Pioneer.
Yeah, go ahead, Greg.
Yeah, I forgot. I have 100 feet of LM400.
Okay, let me get that down. LMR 400, how much?
100.
Okay, I have that on your list there.
That's 100 feet.
Yeah, 100 feet. How much do you want for it?
Best offer.
Okay, best offer. There you go. I have that. Okay, everybody. The last listing, Norway Victor 6, Yankee Greg and Walnut Creek, also said he has 100 foot of LMR 400 coax there. He'd like best reasonable offer on it. And you can get a hold of Greg at 925-876-0482. Any breaks for Greg? Okay, now who would like to be number 10 today?
I would.
Yeah, go ahead.
William Abel 6. William Foxtrot Tango near Salem, Oregon. Go ahead.
Yeah, near Salem. What's the name?
The handle here is Jerry George Abel Roger Young.
Okay, Jerry, go ahead.
Well, let's see. Are we doing a weather report? Over?
Oh, well, Jerry, you stumbled upon the West Coast Swap Net, where we buy and sell trade amateur radio equipment. It's different operators, but it's every Saturday and Sunday. You only need to list once on a weekend because Saturday's list will be read again on Sunday. Over.
Well, thanks very much. I guess I have intruded in the wrong, well, actually in the right place. I always have gear for sale, but I just went through the closet over in Rickwell, Oregon yesterday. There was all kinds of stuff for sale over there. I will excuse myself and say 73 to you folks. WA6 WFT listening.
Okay, Jerry. Yeah, the net starts at 12:30 and take listings to 2 o'clock, and then the list get read back. Also during the week on 7235, starting at 11:30, N6WB DBW, he has a list that he keeps also. You can put in a listing there all 5 days of the week, but he reads the list only on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
I will listen for him. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome, and good afternoon there. WB6, Whiskey Foxtrot Tango, good afternoon. KB6L ZW, down at the bottom of the hour. Who would like to be number 10 today?
Whiskey Bravo 2, Quebec Hotel Sierra.
Okay, Whiskey Bravo 2, Quebec Hotel Sierra. Go ahead.
Yeah, thanks very much. Glad I could hear you today. Sometimes the conditions here just don't make it. The name is Ed, Echo Delta. We're in Portland, Oregon. Portland, Oregon. And we have an ICOM IC-SP3. An IC-SP, that's Sugar Papa 3 external speaker. And we'd like $70 for it, 70. My number in Portland is 503-939-2579. That's 503-939-2579. Did you copy that okay?
Yeah, I have it, Ed. Number 10 today is going to be for Whiskey Bravo 2, Quebec Hotel Sierra. And then that's Ed up near Portland. And Ed has by ICOM the SP3 speaker. He'd like 70 for it. You can get a hold of Ed at 503-939-2579. Any breaks for Ed? Who would like to be number 11 today?
IRL.
Kilowatt Alpha 6, India Romeo Lima. Let me get you down, Lee. Go ahead.
This is KA6IRL, Lee in Oroville. I have a want looking for the SSTR1. It's a clandestine radio, 3 components, transmitter, receiver, power supply, that sort of thing. Little black boxes. Anyway, it's a want. My area code 530-533, number 2872. QSL.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, number 11 today is for Kilowatt Alpha 6, India Romeo Lima, and that's Lee in Oroville. And Lee is still on his quest to find the SSTR1. What that is a clandestine military radio. It consists of 3 parts: receiver, transmitter, and a power supply. And I think there's even an available VFO out there somewhere or an amplifier. But he'd like to find any pieces and parts you have of that, or if you know of somebody who has that whole setup or any of the pieces and parts, he'd be interested in hearing from you. And you can get a hold of Lee at 530-533-2872. Any breaks for Lee? Keep trying, Lee. You'll never know.
Yeah, one of these days.
Yeah, it's like fishing. And all of a sudden, your bobber, one of those days, they'll start jumping up and down.
Yeah, well, speaking about the fishing, a very good afternoon, Dennis. And then Sig BE. I'm one of your admirers because you handle the net well. And honestly, as always appreciated. And then Sig BE.
Oh, good afternoon, Jim.
Yeah, I might add that you're really freaking pounding in here. S9 plus 5. Incredible.
Well, I try.
Yeah, well, I'd say you're running a Moscow kilowatt.
Boy, I wish I had a Moscow kilowatt.
Yeah, well, translate that into megawatt. Yeah, well, Radio Moscow lost out, right?
Yeah, but I'd never be able to afford the electricity for their transmitter.
Well, remember, the Russians were working at slave wages anyway, but we were always told it's a worker's paradise.
The workers' utopian paradise is what they called it.
Yeah, and even for buying groceries or bread, you had to wait in a queue, a.k.a. a line. Oh, that's really a great society, right?
Well, I'm picturing those soldiers that are trying to get into Ukraine don't feel like it's a workers' utopian paradise. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, who would like to be number 12?
WI6Z?
Whiskey Alpha 6 Zulu.
Yeah, hello, Dennis. Whiskey India 6 Zulu.
Okay, I made the correction.
Yeah, good afternoon. Thanks for running the net, as always. This is Kirk in Springfield, Oregon. And I'm looking for a 220 megahertz amplifier, brick style, somewhere in the neighborhood of, 10 to maybe 20 or 30 input. Netting maybe, whatever, 150 watts typically would be the output for something in the input range of that. But 220 meg must be, guaranteed in excellent working condition. That's a want, and I can be reached on my cell 541-968-4034. The signal okay with you, Dennis?
Oh yeah, you're solid 9 here.
Okay, thanks again, WI6Z.
Number 12 today will be for Whiskey India 6 Zulu, and that's Kirk up in Springfield. And Kirk has one. He's looking for 220 megahertz amplifiers, brick type. He's thinking 10 to 20 watts in, about 150 watts out. What do you have in the 220 brick type amplifiers? You can get a hold of Kirk at 541-968-4034. Any breaks for Kirk? grabbing a new sheet of parchment and dipping the quill. Who would like to be number 13? Oh, did I double with somebody? Yeah, go ahead, Brake. Okay, I didn't quite catch it. Who was it? Oh, how are you doing? I was wondering about you the other day. How you been? Well, it's sure good to hear from you. Like I said, I was wondering about you the other day.
Well, thanks for the kind thoughts.
Okay, well, sure good hearing you there. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, who would like to be number 13? NU6AM. Now there, ladies and gentlemen, is a real gentleman. Who would like to make a listing? Who would like to be number 13 today? Here's somebody tuning up there. Who would like to make a listing out there? Boy, I hope they get it. Who would like to be number 13? KB6LZW. Who would like to be number 13? I think we're starting to get a bunch of high overcast here. Well, I can't tell if it's a real high fog that's forming or if it's way up there and just kind of covering things. You never know around here. That last little rain we had, everything was so happy about it. I saw a couple of banana slugs out crawling around, just happy as all get out with their little eyeballs way out there.
Somebody threw out their call while you were talking.
Okay, is there somebody out there? Okay, who would like to make a listing? Who would like to be number 13? With a mere 17 minutes left.
In that
reminds me, guys, if somebody can't get in, any of you listening out there, you can't get in, you can always send me your listing through the email. Look me up on QRZ. I'll even if it's not my weekend, I'll try and get it in for you on the first upcoming weekend there.
Hey, one quick question, Dennis.
Yeah, go ahead. NN6EE.
Yeah, has anyone out here with our ISS, either through their repeaters or actually with any of our astronauts up there? Over.
Well, a number of years ago, a friend of mine stepped outside with his handheld and worked them.
Did he actually get a QSL card?
You know, I don't know, but he was pretty proud of that. He just stepped outside with his, what was it, an HTX 202? I think it was a Radio Shack handheld. He worked them.
Holy crap. A Radio Shack HTX 202. I had a HTX 404 that I gave away, but if anybody can work ISS using a Radio Shack rig, whoa, sky's the limit. Over.
Yeah, I've never tried to work them, so I've never tried to have to keep a scanner on hand and see if plunked into their frequencies. I think they run 2 or 3 different frequencies from what I've read, but apparently they're out there doing it right now. I know there's a couple of really bored astronauts up there who've been waiting months to get back. Yeah, go ahead.
Put out a bunch of information on the technical note on the website, and there was somebody here local that was downloading their got the closed can TV on there. So yeah, there's quite a bit of activity over here, but I don't remember any of the calls from Silver.
Well, there you go, Jim. People are working them.
Roger, roger.
And good afternoon, Rich.
Good afternoon, Dennis. Hope you're having a good day. 30JUK.
Who would like to be number 13 today? Who would like to make a listing? Somebody continuing to tune up. Who would like to be number 13? It's really not such a bad number. Funny the superstitions people have. I could see that walking underneath the ladder, you don't want to do that, but the black cat running across the road, egad, yeah, give me a break.
You know what's honestly amazing, Dennis, is that when we have lower sunspots, 40 meters is way more active. Over.
Well, people migrate off the higher bands down to the lower bands.
Well, yeah, but, you know, again, 80 and 40 and 30 in low numbers. I'm working, or I had worked often enough to raise yes. But when there's higher sunspot numbers, it really is not that effective.
Well, like I said, a lot of people they're up on the higher bands there. Like on 10 meters, it's been pretty good lately. There's a lot, you can look at the DX map. There's a lot of activity on there when 15 and 20 won't have as much.
Oh, I might add, later yesterday evening, I worked ZS6 Charlie yesterday. Bill in South Africa on 40 meters. And I've never been able to do that on 40-meter phone. It was great, over.
Yeah, I heard him out there. You know, Jim, you got a hum on your power supply.
Yeah, I've been trying to work on that. Honestly, earlier on, it was really horrible. I understand that, okay? I get it. But now, it's really a head-scratcher, over.
Well, yeah, sounds like a power supply to me. Which means filter caps.
Yeah, well, sort of. But honestly, I earlier on had a common ground for all of our rigs, HF rigs. And what I'm going to do now is have a separate ground for our linear amplifier.
Well, don't create a ground loop. Everything should go back to one point and from there to the ground rod.
Well, exactly. We're working on it. Anyway, I want to hold you, Dennis, NN6.
KB6LZW with a mere 9 minutes left. Who would like to be number 13? Who would like to make a listing out there?
K6LK?
Yeah, K6LK. Go ahead.
Yeah, I got a little noise coming up here. You copy me okay, Dennis?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're 5 over.
Okay. Well, I better take number 13 before somebody else does. So I have one for sale, one want, and one free item.
Take it away, Bill.
All righty. This is K6LK, Bill, in Kelseyville area. I have for sale a Dynacaster Delta Charlie Mike -3 dynamic studio microphone. As new condition, 55 shipped. I would like to find, I have a want for a Ten-Tech model 540. Apparently it used to be called a Triton 4, but I don't know, something happened. I think one of our submarines was named Triton in those days. So they changed it to a Model 540. And I prefer the analog version, although I would consider the digital one. And for free, I have a Shure 526 Tango microphone. That's free for the shipping. It's a Series 2, and I would have to call it parts, but it does run on a 9-volt battery. Maybe some people need the the internal parts. Anyways, that's free for the shipping. I can be reached at area code 707-277-0536, K6LK. And Dennis, if you're going to be around for a while, I'll get back to this radio shed and take a look for that potentiometer, K6LK.
Well, it's not a potentiometer, it's a switch.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it may be attached to a potentiometer.
I don't know. I'll have to, I won't know anything till I get it out of its case and then get it back over here and hook it up to the power supply. On that first DCM-3 Dynamic Studio mic, it was a Dyna what?
Dynacaster. And it doesn't require, I don't know, one of those a phantom power supply, over.
A Dynacaster?
Yes, Dynacaster, Delta Charlie Mike -3.
Okay. Okay, everybody, number 13 today is for Kilowatt 6, Lima Kilowatt. That's Bill in Kelseyville. And Bill has by Dynacaster the DCM-3 Dynamic Studio microphone. He'd like $55 for it. He'll ship it for that. He has a 1. He's looking for a Tentec Model 540 Triton 4. He prefers the analog version. And he has for free, that was a Shure mic, wasn't it, Bill?
Yeah, it was a Shure 526 Tango Series 2. And that Triton 4 is also known as a Model 540.
Okay, well, I have Model 540 Triton 4.
Sounds good.
Okay, he also has for free, everybody, pay for the shipping. It's a Shure 526T Series 2 microphone. For further details, you can get a hold of Bill at 707-277-0536. Any breaks for Bill?
Alrighty.
Okay, BKN, were you breaking for Bill?
Contact you for a while. KB6BKN listening. Thank you, Dennis. Hello to you, too.
Okay, good afternoon to you.
Dennis, could I have a signal check NN6EE?
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, right now I'm running 420 watts. Now I'm going to drop it to 25 watts. Hang on one. Hello, Dennis. Hello, Dennis. NN6EE.
Yeah, you're 5 and 7 there.
I have any hum on my signal running a drive power at 25 watts, over.
Yeah, no hum.
Okay, Dennis, thank you. Using my drive down, what is our best signal report?
Well, you're about a 5 and 7.
Okay, very good. Well, then obviously it's all about the grounding and a linear amplifier. Thank you very much, sir. And then 6 easy. Adios.
6 RFK.
Anyway, Dennis, thank you.
What is it, RFK?
Yeah, Whiskey 6, Radio X-Ray Kilo.
Okay, Whiskey 6, Radio X-Ray Kilo, go ahead. Okay, I have that. It's a Hallicrafters HT9 transmitter.
Yeah, Roger. Transmitter for $200. And you can reach me at area code 209-770-3263. Over.
Hey,
Got it, Steve.
Ask him, when was that transmitter manufactured?
I don't know when it was manufactured. Do you know when that was manufactured, Steve?
Well, I know it was pre-war, but I really am not sure. I'm in my mobile, and I have my helicopter book at home. I could look that up, but so I don't really know.
34 to 38.
Okay, 1934 to 38. Thank you, whoever that was.
KB7TT, I had one. Bring a forklift.
Radio, X-ray Kilo, and that's Steve at San Andreas. And Steve has by Helicopters the HT9 transmitter. And that one was manufactured from 1934 to 1938. He'd like 200 for the transmitter. And you can get a hold of Steve at 209-770-3263. Any breaks for Steve?
Well, honestly, that was anything between 1934 to 1939. Holy crap. That's around
Yeah, it reaches back there a ways. Who would like to be number 15 today?
Okay, that is fine. That is easy.
Anybody like to make a number 15 today? Okay, hearing nothing. I guess that's it for today there. And as always, I always appreciate those people who relay in. Yeah, I know the people trying to get in sure like it, and I sure do like it too, so thank you for everybody who's done that. Is there anybody who'd like to make any announcements out there? Okay, I don't have any announcements myself. I know of no other swap meets coming up. At least I don't have anything. Okay, I'm going to start with yesterday's list there. I'm going to read this like I normally do. If you want the pertinent information, I pause between each listing. Good time to yell info. And later on in the week, if you're thinking about something, you can always shoot me an email and ask me about anything on the list there. That's not a problem. Be glad to fill you in. And don't forget Brian's Net, Monday through Friday, starting at 11:30 in the morning on 7235. Good group of guys there, and he also keeps a swap listing. He's got a list going. He reads that Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. He will take listings all 5 days of the week, though. Number one yesterday was Bob up in Portland. Bob has the Yaesu speaker, the SP2000. He had like 175 for it. He has by Bencher a low-pass filter, the YA1. That covers 1.8 to 30 megahertz. He had like 30 for it. He has a B&W 6-position coax switch. I'm not sure whether that's the one with the grounding lug on it or not. He had like 80 for it. And then he has by Kenwood TS241 Alpha. That may be a TM241 Alpha. Anyway, it's a 2-meter rig. Got a microphone with it. He'd like 80 for it. Number two was Brian up in Montague. He's got a bunch of stuff here. He has a CD44 rotator with a control box, and it does work. He has a Navy RCB5 receiver, no power supply to it. He has two National NC300 receivers. Those need work. He has a working National HRO50 with 3 coils. Then he has ARC-5 parts. All these are picked up in Montague, and you could probably pick up the whole shebang for not very much, guys. Number 3 yesterday was Blake up in Magalia. He has a trade. He wants to trade his mint condition ICOM IC7610. He'd like to trade that for an ICOM 7300 plus 500 bucks. Number 4 was Steve in Novato. Steve has a package here. He has an ICOM IC756 non-pro. Comes with a hand mic cord manual. Comes with a Samlex 1223 power supply, LDG 100 Pro 2 tuner, and the West Mountain Advantage sound card. Get like $600 for that package, or best reasonable offer. He has an Alinco DR235T Mark III 220 megahertz mobile rig. Comes with the box, the mic, and the manual, and the mobile mounting bracket. He'd like $200 for it. He has a Yaesu FT100 Delta. He was on it today with it. Comes with a hand mic, mobile mounting bracket. He'd like $400 for it, or best reasonable offer. Number 5 yesterday was Foster and Pahrump. Foster has by M Squared the 20M6. That's a 6-element 20-meter monobander. It's on the ground, ready for pickup. Get like $12.50 for it. He has a 70-foot motorized tower, the LM470 Echo. Comes with a tilt base and all of that. He has the base. And he'd like $35.50 for it, and that's pickup in Pahrump. Number 6 yesterday was Mike in Ojai. He has by Kenwood the TS570 Delta. He's the original owner. He'd like $4.50 for it. He has a Shure Studio mic, the SM7 Bravo, in the box. He'd like $2.50 for it. Then he has an Electro Voice Model 320 Studio mic in the box with a shock mount. He'd like $2.75 for it. Number 7 was Brad in Crockett. Brad has by 05 a 27-foot HOA antenna is what he called it. It covers 10 through 40 meters. It's a vertical. He'd like best reasonable offer on that. In fact, all these are best reasonable offer and pickup in Crockett. He has an Atlas 210 with a drop-in console. He has an ICOM IC718 with a DSP unit in it. He has an ICOM IC735 with a door. And he's got a couple of Kenwoods here. He's got a Kenwood TS430 Sugar and a TS440 SAT. All these are best reasonable offer, pickup in Crockett. And the last one of the day yesterday was Jeff in Fresno. He's looking for a military HF pack set. It's the GRC 215, and he's looking for any accessories for that HF backpack set. Okay, that's yesterday's list. Are there any infos? Okay, hearing nothing, here's today's list. Number 1 was Paul in Stockton. Paul has a want for a couple of 10-meter traps for a dipole. Number 2 was Barry in Walnut Creek. He has a couple of push-up mats here. He has a 30-footer. He'd like $50 for it. He's got a 45-footer. He'd like $75 for it. These are pickup in Walnut Creek. Number 3 was Larry up in Camas. Larry has by MFJ the 949 Delta 300-watt tuner with a Ballon and a dummy load in it. He'd like $50 for it. Number 4 was Howard in Willows. Howard has a Flex 3000 mint condition with the cables. He'd like $500 for it. He has a Drake TR7. He'd like $600 for it. Then he has an LDG AT100 Pro tuner. He'd like $100 for it. And knowing Howard, this stuff is all in very good condition. Number 5 was Terry in Bakersfield. Terry has a studio microphone, the Electro Voice RE27. It's as new condition. He'd like $325 for it. He'll ship it for that. Number 6 was Al in Fair Oaks. He has the Kenwood MC60 dynamic microphone and the stand. He'd like $50 for it. Number 7 was Brad in Crockett with his radios that glows in the dark listing. He has amplifiers. He has a Yaesu FL2100, the Yaesu FL2100 Bravo, the Ameritron AL811, and the Heathkit SB200. He also has a Drake T4XE transmitter and a Yaesu FT101 double echo. And further, he has an MFJ 962 Charlie tuner. It's in like new condition. That's a tap conductor, legal limit tuner. All these items are picked up in Crockett. They're all for best reasonable offer. Yeah, info, go ahead.
On the SB200, best offer, how much? Excuse me, that's best offer. What is the phone number? K6LK.
Okay, N6QWP, Brad, at 415-497-3731. Over?
Yes, K6LK.
And KB6LZW with today's list. Number 8 was Dave in Durham. Dave has by Yaesu the Fox Charlie 757AT standalone auto tuner. He has the box for it, the manual, and 2 cables. One for the FT757GX and the other one for the 980. Anyway, he'd like $75 for that standalone tuner. Number 9 was Greg in Walnut Creek. Greg has a Yaesu FT890 with an LGD tuner. He'd like $500 for that package. He has my MFJ's 259 Bravo antenna analyzer. He'd like $75 for it. And he's got a 100 foot of LMR 400. He'd like best reasonable offer on that, and that is probably a pickup in Walnut Creek.
Info.
Yeah, info, go ahead.
Yeah, on the LMR 400.
That's Norway Victor 6 Yankee, NV6Y Greg, at 925-876-0482. Over?
Yes, K6LK.
Number 10 today was Ed up in Portland. Ed has by ICOM the SP3 speaker. He'd like $70 for it. Number 11 was Lee in Orville. Lee is still looking for the SSTR-1. That's a clandestine military rig. It's a spy, one of the spy rigs. It comes in 3 parts. There's a receiver, a transmitter, and a power supply. And I believe there's also an amplifier or a VFO to go with that. I'm not sure which. But he's looking for any parts of that, or pieces of it, or the whole shebang. Or if somebody knows where those parts are, he'd like to hear from him. He's been looking for this for a while. Number 12 today was Kirk up in Springfield. He's looking for 220 megahertz brick-type amplifiers, something like 10 to 20 watts in, about 150 watts out, somewhere in there. What do you have?
Okay, info.
Yeah, info, go ahead. not quite getting it. Did anybody copy what he's saying?
Give me that phone number. I'll give him a call. I've got a 1500 watt amplifier for 220 I'd like to get rid of.
Well, he said he's looking for brick type.
Yeah, I'm not looking for 1600 watt.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm looking for 220 megahertz, 150 to 200 watts. Thank you, WI6Z.
Okay, in that station, your signal came up a little bit there. The band is jumping up and down some.
Okay, this is MU60.
Okay, now number 13 today was Bill in Kelseyville. Bill has my Dynacaster, the DCM-3 Dynamic Studio microphone. He'd like $55 for it. He'll ship it for that. He has a want for a 10-tech Triton 4, the Model 540. He prefers the analog version on that. And he has for free a Shure 526T microphone, Series 2. That's free for the shipment.
Information.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, could I get his phone number?
You sure can. That is K6LK. Bill in Kelseyville at 707-277-0536. Over.
Okay, just got it written down. Thank you very much.
You're welcome there. And the last one of the day today was Steve in San Andreas. He has a Hallicrafters HT9 transmitter. That's pre-war. 1934 to 1938 when they were put out. It's in fair condition. He'd like $200 for it. Okay, everybody, that's yesterday's list and today's list. Are there any infos on either one? Okay, hearing nothing. Good afternoon to everybody out there. KB6LZW. I'm going to let my little voice box rest here. Good afternoon to you.
Thanks, Dennis. W48673.